We're going to do two general indefinite integrals. And first we see that we're looking for the integral of x plus 1 over the square root of x dx. And the other is the integral of 2 sine x dx. Well, for the first time, the first one, part A, we have to simplify it first. A fraction's just too confusing for us, so we separate the numerator over the common denominator. And then we are able to work individually on x over x to the 1 half plus 1 over x to the 1 half. Write them in exponential form, so we have x to the 1 minus 1 half plus x to the minus 1 half, which simplifies further to x to the 1 half plus x to the negative 1 half. Okay, now we can apply the integral to each of these two terms that are being added together using the power rule formula for the antiderivative. We get 1 over 1 half, that was the exponent, plus 1, times 1 to the 1 half plus 1. And then for the next term, we do 1 over negative 1 half plus 1 times x to the negative 1 half plus 1. And that simplifies to 2/3 2 times x to the 3 halves plus 2 times x to the 1 half. And then don't forget to write the c. Remember, general indefinite integrals always have a c at the end. Don't forget that part. Now, let's just do a little check before we move on to make sure that we have this correct. If this answer is correct, it is the antiderivative of the function x plus 1 over the square root of x. That was the original integrand function we were integrating. Well, sure enough, if you take the you take the derivative to check this, you'll see that the first term will be 3 halves times 2/3 times x to the 3 halves minus 1, which gives us x to the 1 half. And the second term, the derivative would be 1 half times 2 times x to the 1 half minus 1, which would give us x to the minus 1 half. And that's exactly what the function was that we were integrating. And of course, the integral of c would give us 0. So checking it quickly, we see that that's a good answer. Now let's do the second one, the integral of 2 times the sine of x dx. The solution for this requires that we recall what is the function whose derivative is sine. Well, first pull the 2 out in the front. You know the derivative of cosine is negative sine, but we want sine, so we put a negative sign in front of the cosine. Pull it out to the front, and our answer is negative 2 cosine x plus c. Now let's check our answer to make sure that we get the integrand that we started with, 2 times sine x. Take the derivative of the answer. That gives us negative 2 times the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine. The double negative makes that positive 2 times sine, plus the derivative of the constant is 0. So that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted 2 sine x, and that's what the derivative of our answer gave us.